Welcome back to our channel. So we did this installation in Abraka. It was primary and secondary school, and it took us 2 days plus. We actually left there the third day around 10 or so. So the 40 camera installation, I think it's 40 plus camera and the dome camera IP system. So the advantage of IP system is that you can troubleshoot the IP cameras on their own, and you don't need to run power to it because the Ethernet cable carries both power and the video and audio signals also. So everything is embedded in just one cable. Another advantage is that IP cameras has their own brain. You can actually log into the IP cameras individually, unlike the analog camera that before you can log into the camera you can't log into the camera as except you log into the DVR. And I think another difference is that the analog camera uses DVR, but the IP camera uses NVR, network video recorder. DVR is digital video recorder for analog system. Okay. Where first of all did the cabling, ran the cabling throughout the school before we started mounting the camera boxes all over the school. And most of the cables were done surface. So because the school has already been built. So I talked to the owner of the school, why don't we use flexible trunk to run this? And she actually told me that flexible trunks are not durable, that there will be no need for that. She is okay with running surface. So that's why we see that we didn't trunk anything. So these dome cameras are actually not the modern dome cameras. They're actually outdated dome cameras. And for the record, we were not the one that purchased any of the products for this installation. So the customer has already bought everything. We just came to do a professional installation for the client. And as the customer has bought those things, we can't tell her to return it. So you can see us, we're trying to adjust the lenses after we've mounted all the cameras. That's the disadvantage of this camera. The disadvantage is that when you are finished mounting, you cannot actually set this camera before mounting. It is after you've mounted that you can now set the lenses to be able to cover the classroom. I think that's the major disadvantage of this camera. Yeah, but the modern ones you can actually do it remotely from your NVR from your screen. You can actually adjust right, left for all the cameras. So yeah, I was trying to do the install the hard drive, and this NVR can take up to 4 hard drives. But since he bought a 6 terabyte hard drive, that's what we used. So I had to connect it to my high connect. I connected the whole system, the two switches. I was actually assisted by Oga Elvis from Igvision. Kudos to Igvision. I actually love using Igvision because I have a strong backup with Igvision. Whenever I call them, they respond and they give me the available or the needed information that I need for my installation. So kudos to Igvision. Kudos to Oga Elvis, the one I think is in charge of South South in Nigeria. Is in charge of South South. Yes, he does not fail. Whenever I call, he answers. So kudos to Envision, kudos to El Guy Elvis. So it was by his help that I was even able to configure the NVR because I was having issues. So he just told me to use my laptop. So I actually used my laptop to do the configuration of this NVR. So you just add the all the IPs, all the IP camera. You first of all assign IP to all of them using same network. You have to be in the same network. So I actually did that. I assigned IP addresses to all of them, excluding these two switches. But the cameras and the NVRO, I give them IP address. Then I added all of them to the system at once. And with the, I think they were asking for two actual codes. So after doing that, the cameras were all coming live and I could view them from my phone. The reason why I had to view them from my phone so that I can easily adjust them. By viewing my phone, I can adjust all the cameras manually. It will be harder adjusting the cameras from the NVRO standpoint of view, where you have to be shouting turn right, turn left. But when I can view it from my phone, I can easily adjust it. Yeah, so that's it. So this is the hard drive. It's actually HDD. That's the hard drive. I was mounting it on the NVRO. NVRO comes with four ports for different hard drive, and it can actually house four different hard drive. I think you actually explained to me that this is an old version of NVR, yeah, because it's massive and it is more complex to activate IP cameras. But the more recent NVRs does it way easier and better. So this was when we were done installing all the cameras. That's one of my students. We were done installing all the cameras. We just brought out all the cameras for the client to see that, oh, we are done with the installation. So this is Hick Connect. This is what I used to do the setting of the camera lenses to properly view the entire class. So I was trying to load the topology, and the network was kind of slow. So I just went to the devices. I went to SADP. SADP makes helps you see every HIC connection, every HIC Connect device that has an IP address. So it shows you every Connect device that has an IP address as long as you are connected to the network. So I actually went to the installation with my MiFi and I connected my MiFi to the switch or the NVR or any of the switch. When you do that, you can see all the cameras. So you can see we are done already. You can see the cameras were well set. We are done with everything already at this point. All the cameras are already well set. From the primary school, we did that. You can see that all the classes has different names. We've already done the naming. We had to name all the classes so that the owner, the proprietor of the school can be able to know that, oh, this class is primary one, this class is primary two. We named all the different channels, all the different points, all the different cameras. We named them to fit the customer's demand, the customer's needs. We had to set all the cameras also to follow sequentially on our display on our NVR. You can see this camera. This is when you want to view them individually. You can actually view them individually because each of the cameras have their own IP addresses. So you can actually view each of the camera individually. This is a whole class on its own. This is a massive class. So that's what we do at Cados Connect. We install, we teach not just cameras. We also do Starlink installation, we do solar installation, we do electric fence installation, we do smart gate installation, we do networking. Yeah, we can link your whole house to be on the same network. We do smart home. So for you to do a smart home, you have to have a standby and a strong network in your home, and with just one device we can be able to link it to your whole house so that every device is on the same network with a strong password. So that's the topology is actually trying to load. I think at the end of this you are going to see the topology, so you can see how we run our connection. So that's the topology. That's my switch. Actually, it's only one. The 14 cameras are on this NVR, 16 cameras are on the other NVR. Yeah, so the system is like two different systems. This is the first system, and this is the one we actually worked on. The other system, we're not the one that installed it. We just added camera to the existing system. So this is the download link. There are 13 devices on there. So that's it. So this is my account, and I'm just trying to show you how the HIC Connect. It's Ike Partner Pro. So we're already living. So this is the whole setup. We're done with the installation. Yeah. So thank you for following our channel. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned a thing or two. Drop it on the comment section. What did you actually learn from this short tutorial, short class online? Thank you. God bless you.